Welcome back, technical traders. This is the Humble Chartist, and today I'll be doing a technical breakdown on the Singapore market. Before we begin, please take a second to give the video a like and subscribe for more charting and price manipulations. I deeply appreciate those who have liked and subscribed to my videos and channel. I'll first start off by analyzing the daily charts, followed by the weekly charts and monthly if necessary. Do also note that I'm just a humble chartist and I do not provide any buy or sell calls. Instead, I focus on the likely supports and resistance by analyzing the potential traps laid out by the market makers. Be wise and always remember to do your own due diligence. Okay, so in my previous video, I did talk about there may be some profit taking in the Singapore market. So in fact, we did see a pullback, but I did expect a further pullback down. You can see that the MACD did cross over, but within about 5 market days, it crossed back up. And then there was this very unusual strength in this Singapore market. Personally, I did not really expect this unusual strength, but it was perhaps because of the good results of the banks that propelled the Straits Times Index to go up further. But that being said, we are currently in the very overbought territory, and I believe that there may be a correction coming soon. So let's take a closer view on the weekly charts to get a better idea as to what is happening. So if you can see the weekly charts here, we did see a previous resistance here, somewhere back in 2019. There was a resistance here, and currently we are roughly at those locations. So it looks like we're doing a very fake breakout at this particular level here, about 3,400. So it seems like a fake breakout, and then if we are not able to sustain above it, then the chances of us coming down is pretty high. If you look at the MACD, currently the MACD on the weekly scale looks still fine. There's no threat to it. But on the RSI, the relative strength index is actually telling us that we may be in the overbought territory, especially in the weekly charts. So you can see that every time we go overbought, we tend to have a correction. Every time we go overbought, we may seem to have a correction, and then now we are in overbought. Once again, we are in overbought territory. So the Straits Times Index, the components are mostly held by banks. So let's take a look at the banks and see how are they currently doing right now. We'll first start off by analyzing DBS. You can see DBS had a pretty good run on the weekly scale. It has been a very long-term bullish, but of course, when we have an uptrend, there will always be pullbacks along the way. So I do expect some pullbacks. Perhaps we may see a pullback all the way to the cloud level to shake off the weak hands. You can even see that the MACD has really crossed over twice. So it looks like we are heading downwards. The RSI is currently only at 60, but you can see that we did peak at just slightly above 80 here and just slightly above 70 here. It shows that we are in overbought territories. Looking at the two other banks, UOB and OCBC, it seems like that we are kind of hit the peak as well. So usually when we hit the peak, there'll be this kind of bearish candles coming out. So later we'll be looking at the STI to have a better understanding as to what is happening on the daily charts. You can see that the MACD did cross over here, and then it is currently crossing down now. So I'm expecting pullbacks across all banks, and in the event that the banks were to pull back, STI will for sure come down as well. You see that the RSI is really oversold, overbought territory. And lastly, let's take a look at the last bank, which is OCBC. So the same thing is happening. You can clearly see that the MACD crossed over here, but we seems to be crossing down now, and definitely at RSI at 75 is totally overbought. We may pull back down to the cloud levels to find some support there. So currently all the banks are overbought, and RSIs are pretty high. MACD looks like it's going to cross down soon. So let's take a better understanding as to what exactly happened in the price actions here. So if you look closely on the STI daily chart, you can see that there are many sellers here. You can see that the shadows here are pretty long. And then we had a fake breakout at this level on this particular day, about 2 trading days ago. So a fake breakout will usually lure breakout traders to come in because they were to clear a particular resistance, and these breakout traders will come in. But it happens that the candle appears and closes right at the bottom. So it means that this is a very bearish candle, and it's also a close rate. That was why on the very next day, we did see a pullback on the candles as well. So it means that sellers may be on the verge of already getting out. So you need to be forewarned because they may be on the verge of distributing before the big drop comes, which may happen in a few days or in upcoming weeks. We will not know. Comparing STI with the Hong Kong index and also the New York Stock Exchange, clearly the STI has went up by too much, and I sincerely believe that we should expect a correction coming soon. Indicators are pointing to overbought territories, and we should come back with a pullback quite soon. So where are my potential supports in the event that we pull back? Well, I see that STI may drop about 100 to 200 points because you can see that every time we go up at here, we will find some cloud support at the bottom here. So coming back, currently we are at 3,400 levels. We may pull back all the way to about 3,200 levels. Clearly, you can see that the RSIs are overbought, and I can expect a pullback here for the MACD. So yeah, this is just a video on the Singapore index being in overbought territories. I do expect a healthy correction coming soon. That being said, the cases in Singapore is still rising, and it's irrational for the stock to be going up too high. So long as the retail investors were to come in and buy, that's when big players will send the stock prices coming down, and the whole index will come down as well. So if there's anything else, I'll give you guys an update. Thank you for stopping by, and do check out the rest of the channel as well. Leave in the comment section below on your thoughts on this particular stock, or if you have any other stock TA requests. Also, do share this with your friends who are interested in market manipulation. Lastly, I do appreciate any feedback to improve the video content for you guys. Till we meet again, appreciate the manipulation.